What the fudge is going on, ladies? Welcome to your 7th Photoshop tutorial, and in this lesson I have to talk about the navigator panel, and I got to teach you guys about screen modes, and I'm going to be going over the zoom tool, whole bunch of crap that I'm going to be teaching you guys. So let's go ahead and start with the navigator panel. Now by default the navigator panel is not visible, so go ahead to your window and make sure that the navigator panel has a check next to it. If it doesn't, then go ahead and click it, and now you see that your navigator panel opens up on the left hand side. So just go ahead and make this a little bit bigger, not too big, that's what she said, and that looks pretty good right there. So what the navigator panel is it's basically an easy way to navigate around your image or document. Now the pretty much most simple thing that you can do with it is just zoom in and out of your image. So here's my main image right now. This is actually a picture of my sister. I don't know what she's doing, just probably, being a model in training. So to zoom in, what you need to do is hold this slider right here on your navigator panel and zoom in just like this. Now, as you can see, a red box appears whenever you zoom in far enough. Now, the red box basically represents the visible area of your image. So, as you can see, it's, close to her hand and her bottom lip. So that is the visible area in your main document. Now, of course, if you want to zoom out, you can either use the slider or you can use these two little mountain icons next to it. Small mountain, of course, zooms out. Large mountain zooms in increments. Now the last thing that you could do, or the last technique that you can use, is you can actually enter a value. So you know how we're zoomed in to 81%? Well, if we want to go ahead and zoom out to, I don't know, 25%, just go ahead and type in 25, hit enter, and then your image is going to be zoomed out 25%. By the way, the default is 100 right there. So aside from that, as you can see, earlier I talked about this little red box. Now, red is a pretty cool color, and this little red box is contrast to a lot of typical pictures. But what if you're working with, I don't know, a photo that's in the morning where there are a lot of reds, or maybe you're just working with a graphic and there's a lot of red colors in that? Well, then this red box can get kind of confusing, and you may want to change it to a different color. So to change this red box to a different color, what you need to do is you need to use the option menu right here and choose panel options. This gives you your navigator's options, and the only option is what color do you want to change the box to. So let's go ahead and change this to, I don't know, like a orange or something. Looks pretty good. And there you go. Now your box is orange. So if you want to change the color, that's how you do that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is screen modes. Now, a lot of people just like to stick with this default screen mode, but there are often times where other screen modes are definitely super beneficial. So the default screen mode, and of course to access your screen mode, it's this button right here. The default screen mode is standard screen mode, and that's a screen mode with all your panels, the bar at the bottom, pretty much all this gray space around it. Now if you want to go to a different one, then choose full screen mode with menu bar. Now as you can see, whenever I did that, everything kind of changed, and the first thing you can notice is the little Windows bar that was on the bottom that had the little Windows icon and the time and the toolbar. It disappeared. Also, there are no tabs on the top giving you the name of the document. Now the last screen mode is full screen mode, and whenever you select this, it gives you a little prompt that says, okay, you're about to go into full freaking screen mode. It's kind of a big deal, and the reason that they give you this prompt is because whenever you click full screen, there are no buttons. So if you're clicking around like, how do I get out? How do I get out? You get out by pressing escape or F, and then it puts you back into standard. But those are the different screen modes, and one thing I want to point out is that, of course, in standard mode you can do things like paint the picture. In full screen mode, you also have full access to all of your tools. So even though you can't see your tools on the left hand side, you can go ahead and, I don't know, maybe draw her a pair of glasses, or just give her some nail polish. You also have full access to your tools even though you can't see them. A lot of people don't know that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, now that we covered screen mode and the navigator panel, is the zoom tool. Now, this zoom tool is the magnifying glass right here, and it's the first tool that I want to go over because it's extremely important. Now, even though it's only one tool, there are multiple ways that you can zoom in and around your image. The first thing you can do is you can click a certain spot. So say I wanted to zoom into her eye. I'm just going to go ahead and hold the tool over her eye, click, click, click. It zooms into her eye. So then, maybe I could make some better glasses or change the color of her eye, whatever I want to do. Now, another thing that's kind of useful is you can also hold this in. Now, instead of clicking, just click once and hold it in. And as you can see, it zooms slowly into wherever you're holding. Now, the last thing that you can do, aside from clicking and holding it in, is you can drag. So whenever you click this and drag right, it zooms in, and whenever you drag left, it zooms out. So remember, click, hold it in, or drag right and left. Those are the three different ways you can zoom. And another thing I want to show you guys real quick is, say you're zooming around and you got all confused. If you just double click this little magnifying glass, then it puts you back to 100% default value. So there you go. There is how to use the navigation panel, how to change screen modes, and also how to use the zoom tool. Again, even though it's one little tool, it's pretty powerful once you get to know it, and you're definitely going to be using this a lot. It's probably your second most common tool. So there you go. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.